Hello all, my name is Hitesh Tamani and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, today I'm back with another interesting SQL problem. This problem is really interesting one and we usually get these kind of use cases in real world or while working in the industry. So make sure you watch the video till end and please subscribe to the channel if not already done yet. So basically, as we can see, this particular problem is from Amazon, and we had been given this data, right, which is at a user level, right? So let's say if a user is making a purchase, so basically that particular data is getting captured over here. So as we can see, we have user ID, created date, product ID, which that particular user had purchased, along with the quantity and price, right? Along with this, Amazon had provided us like a certain info with respect to the use case which they have, and along with that, like what is the problem statement over here? They had provided that as well. Let me just quickly explain you the problem statement, and then probably we can see like how to deep dive further for the solution of that, right? So basically, what they are saying is users that make their first in-app purchase are placed in a marketing campaign. So they are starting a marketing campaign for those users who had made their first purchase, right? Where they see call to actions for more in-app purchases. So basically, the objective of this marketing campaign is to increase the sales, right? So, or let's say to increase the sales from repeat buyers, right? We have to find number of users that made additional in-app purchases due to the success of the marketing campaign, right? So basically, from the success of that marketing campaign, we have to find all those users who had made the purchase. So let's say if a particular user had basically came into consideration for that particular marketing campaign, right? And with respect to that, he or she had made a particular purchase, right? So in effective of like that particular marketing campaign, that purchase had been made, right? So that had been considered as a success of the marketing campaign, right? Along with that, what they are saying is the marketing campaign doesn't start until one day after the initial in-app purchase, right? So let's say if a particular user is making a purchase, right? So let's say if someone is making purchase on a very first day, right? So like that marketing campaign will not start from the very first day, right? So basically what will happen, let's say you have made a purchase today, so that marketing campaign will start like when you will be going to make your next purchase, right? Along with that, they have like other conditions as well. So what they are saying is the marketing campaign doesn't start until one day after the initial in-app purchase. So users that made one or multiple purchases on the first day do not count, right? So this is the additional problem, or this is the additional condition in this particular problem. So basically what they are saying is if a particular user is making one or multiple purchases on the first day itself, that will not be considered as a part of marketing campaign, right? Along with that, what they are saying is, nor do we count users that over time purchase only the products they purchase on the first time, right? So basically, what they are saying is, let's say if you had made a purchase of one product on your very first day, and the like same product you are purchasing on your next purchase as well, so those like customers will not be considered or will not be eligible for the marketing campaign, right? So this particular problem is a advanced SQL problem. And usually in like real world scenario or like when you will be going to work in the industry, you will be getting these kind of problems only, right? So make sure you watch the video till end and let's see like how we will be going to solve this particular problem, right? So whenever we get these kind of problems, first of all, what we have to do, we have to basically list down all the scenarios and the problem statement, right? So let's say the use cases which we have in this particular problem statement, we have to break them down, right? And like one by one or like step by step, we will be able to solve those particular use cases, right? Let me just quickly open my SQL workbench and then probably we can get started with the solution of this particular problem, right? So I have prepared the sample data set of like that particular problem statement. So as we can see, like, let me just quickly run this once again. So as we can see, like, we have this particular data of user ID, created date, product ID, quantity, and price, right? Now, all the scenarios which had been given in that particular problem statement, I have listed down over here. So let me just quickly explain you like what are those, and then probably like step by step we will be going to solve this particular problem, right? So what was the problem statement is to be considered in the marketing campaign. So let's say if a particular customer is like considered in the marketing campaign, or user is considered in the marketing campaign. So for that, user needs to buy a product that isn't the same product, right? As what was bought in their first purchase, right? So basically, user has to buy a different product which he had bought in his first purchase, right? Along with that, basically, we have to make sure like product needs to be different. That is the like most important thing. Like product needs to be different in the second purchase, right? And product needs to be purchased on a different day, right? So basically, this first condition is fine, but like these two conditions, basically like condition number 2 and condition number 3 are most important, right? So we have to keep this in mind, like these needs to be fulfilled as per the problem statement, right? Now, based on that, basically, I have divided this particular problem statement on different scenarios, right? So I deep dive into the data set, and on doing a detailed consideration of the data, I had like basically came up with these different scenarios, right? So basically, as per the problem statement, let me just quickly explain you what are these scenarios using which like we will be making sure like that particular marketing campaign will be success, right? So as per the problem statement, what they are saying is, let's say if a particular user is making a purchase of a single item, right? And on a single day, right? So basically, let's say if a particular user is purchasing the product on first day, right? That will be his first day, and he is purchasing only single item, right? So that particular user will not be eligible for marketing campaign, right? Like basically what we had discussed earlier, like if a particular user is qualified or eligible for a marketing campaign, for that he or she needs to be make multiple purchases, right? And that too on a different days, right? So basically this particular condition basically user will not be eligible for this particular marketing condition, right? Along with that, basically, let's say if a user is making a purchase of multiple items, right? And that too on a single date, right? So this particular scenario will also not be eligible for marketing campaign, right? Uh, in our third condition, basically, let's say if a particular user is purchasing one item, right? But his date of purchase were multiple, right? Let's say if a user is buying single item on multiple days, that too will not be eligible, right? Similarly, like let's say if a particular user is buying multiple items on multiple dates, but the product is of same as of like first day of purchase, right? So basically this will also not be eligible because the product will be same as of the first day of purchase, right? I mean like the last condition, which is like multiple item if a user is buying, and his date purchase dates are also multiple, right? So these kind of use cases, or like these kind of records will be eligible for the marketing campaign, right? Now based on the data set, I have created these kind of scenarios, and let me just quickly show you like what all users will be satisfying these particular scenarios, right? So over here, let's see basically one by one we will be going to like analyze like these particular scenarios for these users, right? So let me just quickly do uh I'm selecting the entire data set, and let me just quickly tell you what is happening with user ID 28, right? So I'm using where user ID is equal to 28. Okay, so when I'm running this, okay, so when I'm running this, so let's see like what is the output, right? So as we can see, basically user had purchased single item, right? And that too on a single date, right? So these kind of records will not be eligible, right? Similarly, let's see like what will happen for user ID 49, right? So if we run this, yeah, so as we can see, basically user has bought multiple products, right? But his date of purchase is same, right? So these kind of instances will also not be qualified for that marketing campaign, right? Similarly, let's see if we will like see for like user ID 50. So for user ID 50, if we can see, so for user ID 50, as we can see, basically product ID is like 118 he had purchased, right? But the like date of purchase is different, right? So since like product is same, like this particular record or this particular user will also not be qualified, right? Similarly, let's see like for this user ID 25. So for user ID 25, if we will be going to see, so as we can see, basically user ID 25 had bought product 114 and 115 on his like first day of purchase, right? Again, same product had been bought on the next purchase, right? But as per the question or as per the eligibility criteria of marketing campaign, what we have to basically consider is like multiple products had been bought, and we have to make sure the like the next purchase which that particular user is making, that is not similar of the like first day of purchase, right? But in this particular case, that is the scenario, right? So basically this particular user will also not be eligible, right? Similarly, as we can see for user ID 46, so for user ID 46, if we can see, so user ID 46 had bought product 102 on the first day of purchase. On the like basically on the second day of purchase also, user ID had bought like 102 product, but on the third day of purchase he had bought like basically 103 product. So here the products are different, right? Products are not same with the like first day of purchase, right? So these kind of users will be qualified for the marketing campaign, right? So basically what we have to do, we have to get rid of these like all these kind of users, right? And we have to only basically like look at like only these kind of users, right? So basically these kind of users will be qualified for marketing campaigns, right? And we have to basically get rid of these kind of users which are there in the data set, right? And that will be considered as a success metric of our marketing campaign, right? So in order to basically do this thing, what we have to do, uh, let me just quickly tell you in this particular scenario what is happening. Particular user should have like bought multiple products, right? And his date of purchase is also multiple, right? So for that, what we have to do, we have to do basically, can I say this thing? Let me just quickly run this once again, the entire data set. So yeah, so for this, can I say this thing? Like count of the product IDs at a user level, right? So basically, let's say if a particular user is making a purchase, so the products needs to be multiple, right? So can I say this thing? Count of the product ID needs to be multiple, right? Similarly, the dates, right? So the dates on which the user is making the purchase, that needs to be multiple as well, right? So can I say this thing? Count of product ID and count of create date is greater than one, right? Because like basically we have to make that eligibility criteria over here, right? So what I will do over here, I will use for this, what I will do, I will use user ID only since we need that only, right? And with respect to this, I will use select user ID from marketing campaign, and I will do group by over here. Group by on what? Group by on user ID, right? What I will do, having count distinct of uh, count distinct of what? Product ID, right? Count distinct of product ID is greater than 1, right? Similarly, what we have to do, count of, let me just copy this only, count of what? Count of created at. So basically what I'm doing over here is I'm doing count of created at is greater than 1. Basically this create date should be greater than 1. and like product ID, like count of product ID is also greater than 1, right? Let me just quickly run this query and we'll show you how our output will look like. Okay, so basically for now we are getting only those user IDs who had purchased multiple products and on multiple days, right? Let me just quickly show the count as well. So what I will do, count of product ID. Let me just copy this. Uh, yeah, so count of product ID, and I will do count of created date as well. So count of created at. Okay, so yeah, so basically I am running this. So as we can see, like both of these columns, so as we can see, like all the users had purchased like multiple products and on different dates, right? So let me just quickly see, like, are we getting 28 user ID and 49 user ID in this, right? So uh we are not getting 28, right? Let me just quickly check for 49. So yeah, 49 is also not there, right? So basically, like this condition itself will take care of like all the three use cases, right? So basically, all the three scenarios will be taken care by this particular condition alone, right? So now this is the first set of like basically like solution for this particular problem statement, right? Now let me just quickly comment this out, and then we will move ahead on the second set of solution for this, right? I will come back on this particular solution in a while, but let me just quickly explain you like the second particular second most part of this particular solution, right? So now what we have to basically do, we have to filter out like these two conditions as well, right? So what is happening in this particular condition? Let me just quickly tell you once again, like what we had discussed for this particular condition. So what I'm doing, select star from marketing campaign, where user ID is equal to 25, right? So basically in this particular condition, what we are seeing over here is like basically user had purchased same product twice, right? So let's say like this 114 and 115 product which user had purchased on the very first day, same product he is purchasing on the second day as well, right? Or on the second purchase, I would say, right? So basically we have to get rid of these kind of like records as well, right? So for that, can I say this thing at a user and product level? If I make a combination of these two columns, right? So at a user and product level, if I make a combination of this, and if I will rank it, right? So basically, if I will rank this particular combination, and if that particular combination is coming more than once, right? Then basically we have to filter those records, right? So let me just quickly show you like what I meant to say over here. So what I will do over here, I will create a uh, rank of what? Rank of these products over here, right? So basically, rank of a combination of product ID and user ID, right? So I will use rank over partition by, right? Partition by of what? Partition by of user ID, right? And what we have to do, basically we have to order it up at a created date, right? So basically, let's say if a particular user had made for like first purchase on 22nd of January, so we have to basically align that first, right? So what I'm doing is ordering it up at created date, right? And I will make it as alias as rn, right? So basically what we are doing over here is I'm creating a rank on user ID level, right? And I'm ordering up the order date over here, right? And apart from this, like I will create a combination of user ID and product ID, right? Because each user will be having a multiple products, right? So basically I will create a combination of user ID and product ID over here. So it's like for combination, I'm using concat, right? Concat of what? User ID, right? I will use hyphen over here. And apart from this, I will use product ID as well, right? So basically these two columns I will basically use to create a key over here, right? And I will give alias as user product. Okay. So basically this is what what it will do is basically this will filter out my records, or this will provide rank to my records like whose like product is getting duplicated, right? So let me just quickly run this particular query and we'll show you how it will look like. So as we can see, basically we got user product over here, which is a combination of user ID and product ID, right? And we got a rank as well over here, right? So basically, let's say if a particular record is getting duplicated, so we will get rank 1 for that, right? So basically, can I say this thing now? All the products who has like rank as 1, if I will filter them, right? So I will basically filter like this particular condition over here, the like second last one, right? So which is like multiple item but and multiple purchase data as well, but the item is same as of like first day, right? So what I will do over here, I will basically filter it out. So I will use where rank is equal to 1, right? So let me just quickly filter out only user product over here, right? So I will, what I will do, select user product, right, from from I will give this alias as X, right? And like we are filtering only those records whose like rank is 1. So let me just quickly run this query and we'll show you how it will look like. So basically, as we can see, like 10, 11, 12, right? All these like basically users and product combinations are duplicated, right? Or basically what we can say, the users are making the purchase of like of the product same as of their first day purchase, right? Now like this is the first part of our query and this is the second part of our query, right? Now what we have to do, we have to basically like select all the users who fulfill this part of the query, right? And we have to get rid of all the users who are coming in this part of the query, right? So what we will do on top of this, let me just uncomment it out now. So on top of this, what we will do, we will use select star from, uh, 1 second. Yeah. Select star from marketing campaign, right? And like what I will do, basically, I will use where user ID in, right? And for this, I don't need this count now, right? So basically, I need only user information. So I will remove these now, right? So basically, I will use where user ID in like this particular query, right? And 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 what I will do, basically concat of this. So basically, this particular thing, concat of this is not in. So basically like concat of this is not in, right? So basically for that we will use not in operator, right? Not in of what? Not in this particular query, right? Let me just quickly show you once again what we are doing over here. So from this particular block, right, which is our inner query, so what I'm doing is I'm selecting all those users who are qualifying this particular block, right? Because what we have to do, we have to basically account, or like basically we have to like select only those users who had made multiple like purchase of multiple products on multiple dates, right? For that marketing campaign eligibility, right? So basically, I need all those users who are satisfying this particular condition, right? And I would need all those, I would not need all those users who are satisfying this particular condition, right? Whose purchase is like duplicated on the next day as well, right? So like basically, I'm using these two queries to filter out that particular condition, right? Now let me just quickly run this and we'll show you how our output will look like, right? So as we can see, this is the output which we got, right? Now, like, since this is the huge data set, so let me just quickly show you the conditions which we have over here. So these particular user IDs are available in this or not, right? So just to be do a quality check of our problem statement, so we will quickly like see this thing, right? So let's see, like, user ID 28 is there or not. So as we can see, user ID 28 is not there, right? Similarly, user ID 49, so 49 49 is also not there. Similarly, 50 is also not there. We can check for 25, so 25 is also not there. For 46, so 46 is eligible for that marketing campaign, right? So we can see 46 is there, right? And apart from these, like, all these users, so all these users are like basically eligible for that particular marketing campaign, right? So this is the solution of that particular problem, and this is the output which we got, right? I hope you learned something new today, and this particular problem was really interesting and important, right? Thank you one and all. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.